ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, it seems that Kamala Harris' campaign is just completely in shambles, right? It's on fire. It is on fire, and that is just kind of the reality of the situation here, right? I mean, the way that it's going is that so many people and so many companies are not endorsing Kamala Harris, and there are major companies, there are major things that are not endorsing this woman. She has single-handedly really just destroyed her campaign. Well, that's because she's an idiot, and she doesn't know what to do or say, and she backpedals a lot. So, this is what's going on here with Kamala Harris. And the insanity that she brings. It says, LA Times declines to endorse Kamala Harris after backing Dems since 2008. Oh boy. The Los Angeles Times would not be endorsing a candidate for the 2024 election after endorsing a Democratic presidential candidate in every election since 2008. That is massive, guys. That is huge. It goes on to say here, according to a report from Singfer, for the owner of the LA Times has blocked the outlet from endorsing a candidate this year. The LA Times editorial board published its endorsements for the 2024 election cycle last week. However, an endorsement for president was not a part of it. The editorial board was reportedly preparing to endorse a Democratic for the presidency this time around for the election as well. However, the executive editor for the paper informed staff the paper would not do so for 2024, according to Semaphore. The owner of the LA Times is Dr. Patrick Soon-Shiong, who gained his wealth in the healthcare industry. The LA Times endorsements page did not explain the reason behind not endorsing President Harris, which would have been likely the outcome when you had the outlet come out to endorse a candidate. Well, here's the reason why. She's an idiot. She's an idiot, and she's just not good at her job. She can't explain or do anything, and whenever it comes down to explaining her policies or what have you, it's always Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. Like, I don't know what else to tell people, but that's just kind of the way it is. She just keeps on going Trump bad, and people are not going to listen to it. It's getting so tiring and so stupid that she keeps on saying this type of stuff, right? It's really dumb. And the people are responding in kind, and that's part of the reason why. And not only that, it has a lot to do with Trump being majorly ahead in the polls, at the very least with the poly market, where a lot of people are, where the difference is massive. And of course we have this. Uncommitted movement declines to endorse Harris, but warns against Trump presidency. And then we have another one here that goes on. The firefighters union declines to endorse a presidential candidate, which is massive because they've been supporting the Democrats for like 30, 50 years, give or take. Like, they've been supporting them for a long-ass time, and now they're just not? That's huge. Kamala Harris did this. We have this here, too. Teamsters, and then we have the Teamsters Union declines to endorse Trump or Harris for president. That's massive. And, again, we go this here. When they say MAGA's a uniparty, this is what I mean. Bill Ackman, a lifelong Democrat, just ripped Kamala Harris for the disastrous Afghan withdrawal. And we're going to show this here, right?
Then, of course, the withdrawal from Afghanistan, which I think really looked like a total abandonment of our sort of partner in the region. And by the way, catastrophic consequences for, millions of Afghani women and the people, sort of generally. If you look at what among the, a friend of mine was, helping to get, high school robotic girls out of, who are in this robotics contest out of Afghanistan. All these young women who lost opportunity. So I think it was one of the more tragic moments for the country. But I look at things like, foreign policy decisions, like allowing Iran to start selling oil again, right? So they kind of rebuilt their balance sheet. They have $200 billion. That's what enabled the funding of, Hamas, the Houthis, Hezbollah. Right, and then our lack of response to U.S. forces and U.S. assets being attacked by the Houthis. The Houthis, by the way, were on the terrorist list. They were taken off by the Biden administration, apparently so that we could provide support to the Yemeni people. And then when they started attacking U.S. assets, we did nothing. Only recently have we been more aggressive in responding to them. So I think, it's a bit like, the broken windows thing in a city, right? Terrorists kind of test you out. And if you don't respond aggressively. The only thing they respect is power. And I think the result is, Putin rolls into Ukraine.
Right.
And I think, a major hot war in Europe. I thought I would never see this in my lifetime.
Yeah, so what we have here is just the absolute ability, the people that where even long-term Democrats are either leaving the Democratic Party or they're just flat out just not wanting to be part of it at all and not voting. This is huge. Long-time Democrats are leaving this party, and it's all thanks to Kamala Harris, where she has absolutely and utterly destroyed the Democratic Party in every single type of way. We have this here, where Trump is up by 1.7. He's in the lead with all the battleground states here, guys. And let's be honest, if Trump overperforms like he usually does in the election, it's going to be a massive landslide. It will be a stomp. And the only reason what they can do is that they can go and blame Kamala Harris for this. Kamala Harris is the reason why this has been such a destructive force, right? And this is the problem. Kamala Harris was never good for the job. She was never a good person to actually be put into place. And another reason why I would love Kamala Harris to lose is because if Kamala Harris gets into office, you're later on, you're going to, she'll do such a bad job. Such a bad job. Luckily, if we even have a country at that point, that nobody would ever vote for a woman again for president. Because she would do such a bad job, she would put such a stain on on women in general, that nobody would want to vote for them again. So it's better for her to just stay out of politics, not become president, and maybe when we actually get a woman that's actually worth a damn, which is not Nikki Haley, which is not any of some of the other women that are out there. I think the only decent one that we have here is Carrie Lake, and honestly, that's all that we have. And Kamala Harris is not great, and she can't explain on what she wants to do. She always backpedals. She has to do like a 3 to 5 minute speech before she gets to a point to what she wants to say. It's like filibustering words in to just kind of fill out and bypass the time. It's insanity here, and I just can't really stand the fact that this was a pervert, and this is what happens when the Democrats have done this to themselves. They did a coup. They put in somebody that was a DEI hire that was not good for the job, and now since they have this DEI hire, they're now crumbling, and they're having massive unions that were so big, so crazy, that they voted for the Democratic Party for decades, are now no longer voting for the Democratic Party because, well, Jesus, she's so bad they don't want to vote. They don't want to endorse her. That's how bad it is, and I hate that. It's like this all comes to reality. This is all based on reality, and Kamala Harris is just god awful. And whenever it comes down to specifically, when it comes down to Kamala Harris, as I've been saying before, if she says something, it always has to be Donald Trump. Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that, Donald Trump that, and this. And then, again, we have where she's calling Donald Trump Hitler. Like, you guys have been calling Donald Trump Hitler for I don't know how long now. And this is after a reporting came out of some stupid idiot saying that, like, oh, Donald Trump called that she's a effing Mexican or stuff like that. And to stop the funeral, and the family, the sister, and the lawyer said no, Trump didn't do this. They were nice and they're voting for Trump. Like, what are you guys doing here? It's like, we know that you're lying. You're melting down. You're not getting your way. So what your only point is to make hit pieces. More on that later, right? Because I'll be showing that later. But this is what they're doing. They're in desperation mode. They're terrified. They want something that they're doing everything that they can in the book. Kamala Harris went into hiding for a day and finally came out after this hit piece came out, which is kind of odd considering she's gone for a day and all of a sudden a hit piece comes out where she can go and make a point about it. And then, of course, when they talk about Kamala Harris, we're like, oh, what was with the Biden calling Trump that we need to arrest Trump politically? put him behind bars. Oh, she just walks away. She runs away and doesn't say anything. This is the Democratic Party, guys. This is the Democratic Party that we see. She is hiding. She is terrified. And she may not want to do this anymore, but I do know that she is faltering. And it looks like it's going to be the way for Trump to win. But go out there and vote. Do not just believe this. You want to see this? You want to see a wave? Let's make it a bigger wave than before. See the 0.9? Have the guts, though. Have the want to make the 0.9 a fucking 2.3 or a 2.5 or go even further, a 5. Make this higher. You want to see these polls? Make them higher. Go out and vote, because that's the way we're going to change this. Because otherwise, we're going to be stuck with a president that is god-awful, and we all know Trump is the way. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted, because it's algorithmic disease, the social media.